So right, I have started recording as well. Right, so you can see this. So everybody can see this, right? So now this is an Excel sheet. This is an Excel sheet. This is known as a productivity sheet. In fact, I'll show you a few things. You can just observe here. Productivity sheet for the projects, for all the projects, and this is for reinforcement. You can see this. Just a second. This is for reinforcement. Now we know for what human resource do we need. We need a steel fixer, right? Now if I'm fixing a fix to the rebar to the footings, oh god. Okay, so for footing and tying of the beams, how much hourly production rate is 25. What do you mean by this 25? It's a units. Same way, for example, if I show you the easiest one, you will be able to understand. Yeah, this is the most easiest one to understand. So let's start from some mason work. Right, so somewhere here you can see here, this is manholes, Mr. Carpentry. Okay, here itself you can see. For example, if I'm talking about a block work of a manholes, one mason and one helper can do two numbers. It's into a square meter. Somewhere you can see it's a square meter. Now where we are doing a tilings and all, there's a square meter. Somewhere it is in meter also, because we are talking about skirting the flushes or the halls, so it is in meters. You cannot do it in square meter. Wherever there's a you can see different units, and also how many people is required and how much amount of work can be done. This is hourly production rate. Something block work would be more simpler, I guess. Just a second. Yeah, you can see this is more simpler, I guess. This is a plaster, internal plaster for the walls or the final coat. If one mason and one helper, this is for 1.6 hourly production rate. This is, or you can calculate it for 10 hours production per 10 hour. 10 hours they can do 16 square meter of the work. You understanding? It's very simple. For the plasters and internal plastering, walls final coat, if I'm using one mason and one helper, for 10 hours they'll do 16 square meter of the work. Now you will have to calculate what is the quantity of the work we have. So now, understanding how much of the quantity of the work we have to do per day, I'll assign that much of masons and the helpers. Right? Assume if I am using my 5 masons and 5 helpers. So what will happen? 16 into 5 is that what I get per day. If I am talking about per day, means day is nothing but 10 hours here. Because I told you these masons and all, they work for 10 hours per day. So now if I am using wherever what I am using, you can see here. For wall mesh and all, I just need an helper and can do a 10 square meter of the work per hour, and for that we'll have a 100 to 150 square meter of the work per day. So this is only a standard. It does not mean that it will have exactly same productivity in the execution. No, this is only a reference for the planning. You need to know how much of the work can be done. This is can be done. This is proven that we can do so much of work per hour. There is no experiment been doing in this. I want you to do, you can see here, if for example, if I'm talking about ceramic tiles to wall grounding or by gluing walls or anything, I know that this will take so much of time. This has been proven. You need not do any changes in it. You need not do any experimenting in it. Now what we want is, we want these people to work so much. That is how we have to monitor tomorrow. You don't know how much the work have to be or can be done in per day. Then how do you say that this much of the work you have to do? Because our job is what? To make sure that the project finishes on time, within schedule and within the budget. Now how do you say within the schedule? How much time does it take? If you do not know that, how do you schedule it? You understanding my points? So these are something called as productivity sheets which is very very important. These are some of the companies assets, we call it as. This is not same, again as I told you, this probably is not same to company, but almost similar. You will find almost similar results. For an external, again this is, again you can see here, for mesh what hacking it's different, for mesh it is different, for rush coat it is different, for final coat it is different. Rush coat probably a mason I'll not use at all. Rush coat is something where you just rush and do it. A final coat where the mason will come. A rush coat, two helpers are doing 1.4 units of per day, means it is 1.4 square meter of work. 150 square meter of the work can be done in a day. 150 square meter of the work can be done in a day with two helpers. So you need to know what is the total quantity of the work, right? In a similar way, we have something for carpenter. This again, it's all into a square meter. We have it for reinforcement, we have it for tiling. Same thing will be there for everything. In fact, I'll be having this documents for each and every human resource. Somewhere you can see it's in centimeter, meter cube. So for excavation also we have labor works, general works, where it is, I think somewhere here. Yeah, we haven't added because it was manual excavation. I have it separate, I'll show you some other time. So like this, we'll have a documents. Actually we make a project documents and we submit it. For example, if I'm working for any of the project currently, then I have to submit these documents. I'll have to tell them estimations about it, how much, when, how much did I use, what is the cost of that. All these things have to be given separately. This is for footing, what is the total quantities, how much quantity. This estimation of quantity is very important. Two side, single side, what we are doing. This is for retaining wall, guys, right? Pedestal, now this is again the bill of that, then again footing, then pedestal of that, and then the plinth beam, column starter. These are the quantities. You understanding? This is a total quantity. Now if I'm talking about a plinth, then where all, right? You can see here we are talking about the columns, column starter. So which, what, and what is the quantity. So when we add the total numbers, we will get, right? This is column and lift wall, and its bill. Bill will have, per quantity will have a cost. So total when we add that, you will get you can see here, per unit will have a cost, right? This is the quantity, this is a cumulative quantity of that, and there's a rate here. When you add this, you will get the total cost of it, and then you can find what is the payable amount to that particular work. This is a payable amount, right? So whenever there's any new quantities, any quantity being added, it will be added here separately. The moment you add it's all formulated, right? These all excels are formulated. The moment I change the number, the cost will also get increased. This is where we, or any your estimation costing, somebody who do, they'll do it and give it to you, but you will have to add a similar thing and you have to integrate that particular thing into Primavera. We are not just talking about a quantity, we are just talking about a cost here. We are also talking about human resources. For example, I'm talking about one steel fixer. If I'm talking about 10 steel fixers, how many of them will do for how many hours of work? That is what we want to integrate with the work what we have defined in the planning. That is how it is being done, right? So resources is that what we're going to see. Yesterday we were discussing about roles and resources. I told you about roles, what is roles and what is resources. I was taking some example and I'm giving you what was roles and what is resources. Let's try creating those roles and resources. Right, I'll show you how to create these roles first, and then how to create resources. First roles and then resources. Alright, so to create a role, that is very important, no? All these estimations and all what we have shown, what you have just seen is all we'll have to convert that to a human resource now. What we have seen, for example, we have seen 2 steel fixers. Now I need 2 steel fixers to be created in Primavera and has to be assigned for that much of amount of work, right? So what I'll do, I'll go to the enterprise. In this enterprise, we have an option called as roles. The moment you click on this roles, you can see there's an option called as add, right? This add, wherever anything you want to add, you will have to just find this add option, right? This symbol, plus symbol. The moment you click on OK, you will find there's lots of roles which are there created by default in my system. So you will also have few. You can see here this is a default ID which is taken, and this is a default name what it has taken. I can change these both. For example, I will say it as or I'll just say SF, and I'll name it here any role. Now remember, I told you yesterday resource is different and role is different. I told you yesterday the resource is different, role is different. Now the question arises, do we really need both? This is a discussion, guys, to make you understand, because you might have a lot of questions you are not able to ask, so I am asking the questions now. Do we really need both? Again, I'll go to the same example yesterday. One of our guy who was a project manager, his name was Rajat. That's what we given example yesterday. So Rajat was is a project manager. Now project manager is a resource, not a role. And what roles he has to play is that what we have to create here. Now do we need to really do that as separately, or can I just add only roles? Do I really need resource then? The answer is, if you do not want resource to be created separately, you can just add the roles. You need not tell who is doing it. But the problem will be when you are accounting, to understand, when you have a multiple project managers, when you have multiple planning engineers, multiple supervisors, you would like to know who is the person who is performing this role, right? That is when I need resources. One. Second, roles are only for human resources. Material cannot perform any roles, but material is also a resource. Machine cannot perform a role, it's only a resource. Right? So for only human resources, we have this option called as role. But rest of others, we'll just have to create again resources. But it need not, it's not compulsory that every role should have a resource or every resource should have a role. No. I can just say labor is a resource. Labor do not have any roles. I'll just add it directly to an activity. I'll say I need 10 labors on this activity. 10 into 10 means it's a 10 days duration, and I need 10 labors per day. So there are total 100 units of labors which we need on that particular activity. You understanding? 10 labors per day for 10 days. That is what I can say. I am not telling what labors they are, what roles they'll perform. I can put it in an ID saying that labor hyphen carpenters, labor hyphen masons. So I'll understand that these laborers are masonry people. These are the people who are going to do a carpentry work. These are the steel fixers. And they do not have any other roles. Do we have? Can I expect a mason to do anything else? Can I expect a carpenter to do anything else? Can I expect a steel fixer to do anything else? Answer is no. They do only their amount of work. So when I do this is when a human resource want to perform a multiple roles, like a project manager, or there is a design engineer, or there is a anybody who is into an engineering, or management, where a top level person, it could be a vice president, it could be a wherever you are assigning them, general managers, or anybody from your top level, or anybody who is into a multiple roles, a person who is performing two or more than two roles, one or more than two roles. So that particular person have to be created as a resource, and then what all the things he is performing has to be created as roles. Understood? Very simple. I am creating a role just for make you understand that. I'll make it as PLANNING, planning engineer. I'll make make this as junior planning engineer. This is a role. Alright, so you can see I've created a role. Now what are the details? You can see here, again we have a detail window. General tab, you can have a detail window. Role ID, role name. Now what are the responsibilities? The moment I click on modify, I'll get a notepad. This is a notepad. I'll have to tell, okay, the first responsibility is identify scope of project, get an approval. Okay, right. Second is list down all the. Now this is just what I'm trying to type is an example, but it can be anything. I'm just gonna jot it down, each and every responsibilities, the roles, what this fellow have to do. Right, so role is a planning engineer. Responsibility of that fellow, what he gonna do, or accountability. This word is really good. I like this word. This called as accountability. Responsibility is okay, but there is something called as accountability for the people whom we have given responsibility. That is what this is. Tomorrow, if there is any change in the scope, whom I'm going to catch? That is where I'm telling, okay, this planning engineer is not having only just a responsibility to identify scope, but also he has an accountability for it. Tomorrow anything happens to that, work, then I'll ask this fellow. So this is more of accountability. You can list it down, all the accountability for that particular role, and then say close. Or, one second now. And then we have one more tab here called as resource. As I told you, junior planning engineer is just a role. Now who is playing this role? I can add a resource. I can click here to assign, and then I can add or assign a resource who is playing this. There can be a multiple human resources, right? Rajat, Sachin, Saurabh, all these people, all of them can be a planning engineer. So I can add them here, assign them separately, 2, 3, 4, 5, how much ever I want. It need not to be one. And then I click on this prices. This is where I told you, I'll explain you later when I was creating a project. We had 5 different things here: standard rate, internal rate, external rate, unit 4, unit 5. What do you mean by this? Standard rate is the default cost. For example, any human resource has an XYZ salary, say about 30,000 rupees per month. Divide by 30 days, 1,000 rupees per day. This is a standard. Now, what is internal and external rate? Internal rates are the extra cost what company wants to give, either in terms of incentives or project bonus or anything, which is the internal effect onto a human resource where company want to spend extra money. That's the internal rate. Usually this is on a higher side. External rate is when a person or any human resource say externally he is gaining something, like for example he is going to an auditing, he'll have to have a expenses like TADA and all, so that particular thing can be added as an external rate. Excuse me. Now unit 4 and unit 5, that is again standard, internal, external, the 3. Standard is 1, internal is 2, external is 3. Then after that also, if you want some more, that could be a unit 4 and unit 5. So you can name on anything you want. That's the reason why they just kept it blank. It's unit 4 and unit 5. So you can add 5 rates. For example, I'll say 1,000 rupees per day. You can see per D. D is nothing but day here. Now internal rate, I'll say it's a 1,200 rupees per day. Now with incentives and TADA, it is 1,400 rupees per day. Basic is 1,000. With incentives, it's 1,200, and with your TADA, it's 1,400 rupees. This is how my prices are. And then limits. Limits means what? Now, junior planning engineer, when I say add, what I'll get is I will be able to add effective date. Now, for example, you have in your company, you have 10 planning engineers. Okay, junior planning engineers. Now, but from this particular date, that is 14th of July, you can see here from it, I'll change this. I can change this. I'll do today's date. I'll put a today's date. I'll say from 14th of July, you can have maximum up to 5 planning engineers per day. No matter you have 10-20 in your company, maximum what you can use onto this particular project is only 5. I'm limiting it, I'm restricting it. That is where we call it as limits. You cannot use anything more than this number of junior planning engineers for this project. Okay, understood? It's very simple. And I'll just say close. I have created a junior planning engineer as a role here. I'll click on any activity where I want to assign it, and then I'll go to an option called as resources in the detail window. Select the activity where you want to assign the role. Very important, do not just go to the resource. Select the activity where you want to assign this role, and then in the detail window you will have to click on resource. In this resource you have an option called as add role. You can see here in this resource you have an option called as add role. The moment you click on this add role, you can find out that RSF, what we have created, the ID, you can see a junior planning engineer. You can select this and say assign. The moment you do this, you can see here your junior planning engineer has been added. Right, we have 1 units per day starting on 11th of June, finishing on 13th of June. 1 unit per day means what? Means we have only 1 planning engineer been added. Now if I want more, you know what is limit, right? Limit is 5. I can use anything from 1 to 5. Say I want 2 planning engineers to be there on this particular activity, that is activity B. Now the start of that particular activity is 13th of July and finishing on 13th of July. So both of them are going to work from 11th to 13th. Alright. Now you can see here what rate it is taking, 4,000 rupees. Why 4,000 rupees? Because the activity is of 2 days. You can see here what is the activity? Activity is of 2 days. You can see the original duration here 2 days. Now 1,000 rupees per day we have told. For 2 days it is 2,000 rupees. But how many roles are there? 2 roles are there. So we have 2 people. 1 person is charging 2,000, so 2 people are 4,000 rupees. You understanding? If I make it 1, if I say there's only one person I want, you can see the cost is 2,000 here. If I say I need 2 units of planning engineers, then you can see the cost have become 4,000 here. Right? That's what we have planned. Now this is only taking the standard rate. That is what we have told, 1,000 rupees. If you remember, I have given internal rate as 200 and external rate as 1,400 rupees. Now if I want to change that, I do not want to consider standard rate. I want to consider either internal rate or external rate, right? You can see here something called as rate type. If I just go down here, if I can just go down here, I can pop down this. You can see this, we have all these options available. I'll select internal rate. If I click on this internal rate and I'll say yes, you can see it is taking 4,800 rupees. Why? Because 12 into 4. You understood why 4, right? I need not explain this. So it's taking 12 into 4. That's the reason why it is taking 4,800. If I change this to external rate, 5,600. Why? 1,400 into 4. So it is taking 5,600. Total budgeted units are 4. 2 per day. So 2 into 2 is 4. Simple. Any questions you people have? Why this, why not that and all? Remaining units, we haven't done anything. Do not worry about this, why it is remaining, why this is 0 in actuals, because everything is remaining. Nothing is done. We are just doing planning. Once the moment, when the execution starts, then the actuals start applying. When you start the execution of your project onto the site, I'll start updating what is happening into the site. That's where the actuals will come. Right now everything is remaining because actuals are not there. Everything is just into planning currently. Right? Understood? You want me to create one more and show. I'll click on enterprise. I'll go to this option called as roles. I'll say add. I can change the name and also the ID. This time I'm making it as design engineer. Alright, just to ensure that there might be lots of design engineers, so I'll just change this to DE. Alright, so if you want, you can just go on, add what it is, what roles they have, who resources and all. I'll just add a cost here, say 1200 per day. It's taking hours by default. I'll change it to day, and I'll just not add anything much. I'll just add 1500 rupees in internal. There is no external cost being added. Okay, anything limits and all you can add, and then say close. And the for same activity, I'm not changing any activity. For the same activity, I'll also add a role called as design engineer. And I need how many design engineers? 1, 2, 3. You can select here. Now it's by default 1, and it is taking the standard rate, and it is telling you it's 2400, 1200 rupees per day. So 2 days, 2400. Right? If I change this to 2, this becomes 4800. Just to show you that how it is summing up, I'll bring an column. You can see this is the shortcut for the column. You'll find it here on the top, or else you'll find it in the view. You'll have it here, or you just have to click on this. You'll find this. I'll just go to the cost. I'll add at completion cost, at completion total cost, just to show you that how it is summing up. You can see here. Now it is showing on my screen that this activity B is going to take 10,400 rupees of yours. 10,400 rupees. How you are spending this? 5,600 rupees you are spending it on junior planning engineer, and 4,800 rupees you are spending it on design engineer. Right? This is based upon the roles. Now who is that fellow who is performing that? Right now we are not discussing that. That I will also tell you when we are doing resources. Any questions you would like to ask on this, what I have done?
I'm putting the dollar symbol.
Right. Why? Because you will have to change that settings. By default it is in US dollars. You will have to change it to Indian rupees. You all have a thing called as admin tab, right? My screen do not have that because I have a licensed version. You can have a admin tab in your laptop. If you have an admin tab, click on that. You get something called as add preferences, and then what else it is?
Admin preference, admin category. Currencies.
In currencies, when you click on your currencies option, you will get an option called as add. By default there will be no. If you have a list of currencies there, find out do we have Indian rupees. I don't think so. By default this Oracle have not created Indian rupees, so you have an option called as add. On right hand side you have an option called as add. When you click on that add, you can find a new currency is added, and then the moment the new currency is added, you can start typing. Symbol you can give it as RS. The currency name you can give as Indian rupees, and representation of that probably could be an INR. Exchange rate and all don't change, let it be 1. So if it is already, you have thought it as Indian rupees and you have assigned the cost, it might be in dollars. So if you want that to be a rupees, then do not change any exchange rate, let it be the 1. Done?
Yeah, sir.
If you have done, then another thing what you will have to do, I'll show it, that I can show it in my screen. If you, after creating that currency, because by default that currency will not be there, so you will have to create. Once the currency is created, then you will have to go to this edit option, and here you have something called as user preferences. Click on this user preference. You will have option called as currency here, and then you have to browse. The moment you start browsing here, if you have created already Indian rupees, then you will be able to find it here. So, or you can type here just INR or whatever the symbol you have given, currency ID. Type that currency ID or the whole name, then you select it here and then say assign, and then say close. You will be able to find that the dollars have gone and the rupees have come. Okay? Yes. So everybody will have to get that. So right. So similarly, you can add as much as roles you want. You can add for every activity, you can add the different roles based upon what that activity is, what the human resources, what roles you need somebody to play on that. So you can add those roles as much as you want. I feel this is easier, but it's very interesting. Further, I'll also teach you about what is this curve and all. Only once I assign the resource to this, you'll be able to understand actually the curves and all. It's very interesting. You can also monitor the performance. We can perform each and every human resource. As you know, I showed you the productivity sheet of human resources, right? I showed you the productivity sheet of human resources in Excel just few minutes back. In our industry, in our PMC, we can measure the actuals of the human resources also. Excuse me. I'll repeat. We can measure the actuals of human resources. Means, if I say that you should have worked so much of quantity per hour, and then after completion you will tell me that how much you have done. Based upon the amount of work, we can compare and we can tell you that you have so much of productivity, actuals of productivity. Based upon the review for the salaries or whatever, the accountability happens on that. There's something called as timeline or time scale or time sheet. Basically, everybody it is known as time sheet. In our PMCs, we fill those time sheets and we tell that how many hours of work we have done, not to tell them that what we have done. I'll repeat, these time sheets what we submit, or you will have to submit tomorrow when you join any company, they'll ask you that how many hours you have worked. They'll not ask you what you have done. Okay, so what will happen, what is the minimum amount of work we have to do per week? That your company have already told you. That what you will do is, for example, my company has told me to do 52 hours of work per week. By default, I'll put 52 and I'll submit. But what will happen when they open the actual productivity sheet of yours and how much amount of work, 52 hours you will have to do. If you have not done, then you are not doing according to their productivity sheet. So your performance will be rated as a below performer. And you know what will happen if you are a below performer. The power of the performance have to happen. So these are the things what you will have to remember. That's how the human resources performance and everything can be monitored and maintained through Primavera. Each and every human resource, I can tell, in fact, if there is a lag in the project in the actuals, there's only lesser time and we have to do more work, we can actually tell that how much more productivity we need from every human resource. I'll repeat, if you find in the execution that the time is less and the more work have to be done, then with the help of Primavera, we can actually tell them that how much more amount of work each and every human resource have to do. I can calculate that into quantities also. I can calculate that into a human hours also. How much human hours do I need extra? So that's how we decide that overtime has to be done, or 2 hours extra have to be done, or we have to add more human resources, all those things. So that's what this all comes into picture. So understood, right? So creating the roles and assigning the roles. You can assign it to all the activities onto wherever you want, whoever roles. As I told you, where do we add this? Only for human resources, and that too for the human resource who are performing multiple roles. What rest? What is for others then? Then we have something called as resources. If you found a resource we have to create for everything. No matter is a multiple role playing or a single role playing, any human resource we will have to create resource. You can see here I am into a resource page. I said add. It got me a new wizard, that is a new resource wizard. There's a resource ID, resource name I have to type. Now this resource name is, I will call it as Sandeep. Just to remember, I will give some number also, Sandeep, because there might be multiple Sandeep in my system. So I'll give it as number and then say next. Now there are 3 types of resources: labor, non-labor and material. Labor is human resource, people. Non-labor is machinery or equipments, and material is all the supplies, raw materials like cement, bricks and all those stuff. Right? So we have labor, non-labor and material. Sandeep is a labor. Labor is nothing but people. Do not mistake. A vice president of a company, if I have to add it as a resource, then I'll have to add him as a labor only. So usually we have that visual, when we say a labor is somebody who is a unskilled labor. That's what the visualization comes when I say a labor. It's not true. Labor is nothing but a human resource. Labor is nothing but a people. A project manager is also labor, vice president is also labor, and MD is also labor in this case. I'll say next. Now, unit price per unit. Now Sandeep say that it's in hours, days. How do you want to pay? I'll consider say about 1200 rupees per day. Okay, and how many Sandeeps? It does not make sense here to say how many Sandeep, because if the resource has been created as a labor, just a labor or a mason, then I can say how many masons or how many laborers or how many helpers or how many steel fixers. Right now I've created as a Sandeep, so I do not want to add how many, default or maximum how many we have, right? So everything is 1 here. But in case if it is not Sandeep, it was a labor, it was a mason, then I can tell default on any activity I need 1 mason, and maximum how many masons I have is 10 or 20 or 50, whatever number you have, right? Understood? And then office number, email addresses if required. Roles, because Sandeep is a human resource, now I need to know what roles he's playing. It's not compulsory. I can add or I can just leave it as it is. I'll just add it here because we have just created something called as a planning engineer. I'll just assign it. Now the moment I assign a role to this resource, there's another thing which comes or popped in, is nothing but proficiency. Now what is this proficiency means? There are something 5 here. It is because we have when I say planning engineer alone, or rather not using a word called a junior, I just say planning engineer. I have a 20 years experience at planning engineer. I have 6 months experience planning engineer also. So the rate of planning engineer is with the budget. What everybody wants 20 years planning engineers to be there into their team, but your your project's budget will allow you to use 20 years experience planning engineer or not. You will have to think about it, because 20 years old will have that much of salary or that much of money which you will have to manage from your project's budget, isn't it? How the company will pay the money? Company has to pay the money from the project's budget only. So you will have to ensure that what type of resources or what type of resource he is or she is. So I'll say it could be master, expert, skilled, proficient, and inexperienced. I'll just say it as an expert. Okay, and I'll say next. Select an existing calendar. Calendar means that calendar which we have created already for a project. But if you remember, in resource calendar we have 2, personal calendar and shared calendar. You can see here, create a new personal calendar for this resource. That means you will have to create a separate unique calendar for this resource. I'll say existing calendar because my project has some calendar and this resource will also have to follow the same calendar. Next, you can see that is where it is taking MMP as a default calendar. I'll change that to what it was, something Gokte, I guess. GIT. Assigned. Next, auto compute actuals. Yes, auto compute actuals means when this is only planning, right? So but when you are executing tomorrow, automatically the resource will also have to be updated or not. Is that what it is asking? So it says congratulations, you have added a new resource. The moment you finish, you will be returning to the resource page. You can see it has been added here. This was labor 1, this is a labor, junior engineer, and all the stuff. And you can see units prices here. By default it has been added something. Just a second, where it is here, you can see the calendar has been created. By default the cost was different which we gave. It got changed because of the change of the calendar. So okay, right now it's fine. So you'll have to check this. Role has been assigned, everything is fine. Now I'll go to the activity page again, right? I want, for the next activity I'll select, I want a resource to be added this time, not a role, right? I'm going to add resource, not a role. I'm adding Sandeep to that particular activity as a resource. Now you can see the resource ID is Sandeep and the name of or the role what he's playing is junior planning engineer. So I know who is the resource. In the previous example here we knew only what is the roles, but we did not know who is performing it. But in this example you can see who is the resource and what the role is performing, right? The name of the resource units is only one, and the cost we have assigned, according to that it has been assigned because the activity is for 3 days. Okay, so yeah, and it is taking standard rate. If you want, you know how do you change it, right? So that's how it is. Now this is human resource. Let me add one more resource. I'll make it as M10. This is my M10. You know what is M10, right? It's a concrete. So I'll say next. It's a material. It's not a labor, it's not a non-labor, it's a material. I'll say next. Per unit cost. You can see it's coming it as a unit now. Earlier it was day and all, now it is coming it as unit, per unit. Now excuse me, what is unit? How do you measure concrete? How do you measure concrete? What is a unit? What is a unit? How do you calculate your concrete?
Meter cube.
Yes. So now, yes. So when I come here, this is an option here. You can see a unit of measure. When you browse here, you will find all the options available. But if as first time you are doing, and few options might not be there, few default things which has been created in this, but few of them will not be there. So you will have to go to the admin, and then preferences. Again there is something called as units of measure. So there you will have to add. I'll just say, you can give a symbol or you can just say cubic meter here. There's something there already, so I'll just add and then say next. You can see it is taking now CUM, cubic meter. Say that I'll add a cost of around 27,000, and default there is only one. Maximum I can give, or I cannot say, how much maximum you have. You cannot say. Either you can delete this off, you do not want this, or you can give some number just to say that per day I can use only this much. This again, this option is not mandatory in materials, but this option is mandatory in human resources, right? Because we have to tell how many people are available. But I cannot say that how much concrete is available, because how much ever you want you have to bring. I cannot say that I have only so much of concrete and have to do this work only in this much amount of concrete. No, you need, for your construction you need more, then you have to get it also. So that's the reason why this does not make any sense here. Either you can use it or you can just leave it blank, and there's no point in adding email address and all, and there's nothing to be done with the calendar. So
So that unit option.
Here, resource type. When you come to this resource type, you select a material, then this will pop up. The moment I click on labor, you can see it's not highlighted. I cannot select anything. But if I select a material, then I can select a cubic meter or whatever the meter it is, whatever the unit it is. This by default, if it is not there, as I told you, you will have to create it. In admin you have that option called as add preferences. There you have option called as unit measures. You will have to do it, then say next, and then add the cost, how much ever you want, or whatever the cost is. It's not that how much you want, but you will have to add whatever it is, and then say next. So either you can select again a calendar which is there as a default, which you have created for the project, or you can just leave, because material do not have nothing to do with the calendar. So I'll say add. You can see here the material symbol, it is showing it as brick. Don't worry, because it's a foolish question, but still if you have it in your mind, I have created a concrete, why it is showing brick. So there's nothing like, we have only these symbols. Brick symbol is for material, no matter what material you create. This gear symbol is for machinery, no, or non-labor, no matter what machinery it is. And this human resource symbol, which you already seen it, right? This is a human resource symbol. So the symbols are same, do not worry about it, no matter what you create. So where it was, where it is, where did I create that M15? Yeah, I created as M10, right? Yeah, it's here. Now if you want further anything to be added to this, you can add. Again, it's here, details. You can see here also we can do the changes. If you want anything to be there, you can add it here. So anything, again, changes in the cost and all, you can do the changes here. Alright, so again I'll go back to my activity page to add. Now I want concrete to be added here. I'll say add resource, and I'll have to select that resource where it is been created and then select assign. You can see here the concrete as a resource, it is been added here separately, and you can see how much of quantity it is taking. Like for example, if I want to increase the quantity of the concrete, I can increase here. I'll say 5 cubic meter of quantity of concrete I need, and you can see it's 4 lakh rupees. Is that what the cost is that got added between this date to this date? And for total, for an activity, so much of concrete is required. That's what it shows, and you can see the total cost it has been added to this activity with the human resource cost. There is 4, 5 and 3200 put together, 4, 8, and then adding these two, you can see it here, 420. So the moment you go on adding into the activities, the sum up of that activities, you can see it at the WBase level, and all the summing up of the WBase you can see it at the project level. Understanding? Similar way, I'll just create one more resource to show you that. I'll add one more resource. I'm just creating one more resource. Now this is my Hydra. You know Hydra, right? It's a machine. It's a huge machine which we use it for lifting the materials and all. So I will make it as machinery. It's not a labor nor a material, so I'll make it as a non-labor. So Hydra will cost me around 1200 rupees per hour, not a day. You can observe that I'm making it as per hour, not day. And then I'll say next. Now what I'll do, for Hydra I'll not use a same calendar. I'll have to create a personal calendar, because Hydra do not have do not work on 8 hours or 9 hours. Hydra will work only for I'll go to this option, detail work hours, work week, on whichever date is working. I want Hydra to work only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want it only to work for 5 hours per day, and then I'll say OK. Now I'll say OK. You can see here the calendar what I've created is for Hydra now, and when I have said now 1200 rupees per hour, and the calendar what I've created is 5 hours per day, so you have to calculate it in that way. Understood? And I'll say next, auto compute actual, say next, and then say finish. Not every time you have to do all these things. I'll just show the shortcuts also later, but it's good to practice everything at once as a first time. Okay, now you can see here units and prices we have assigned per hour daily basis, and then when I go to the activity and I want to assign an Hydra to this activity, I'll say add Hydra assign. You can see here the Hydra has been assigned from that particular date to that particular date, and 3 units it has taken, right? So it is taking only 3200 rupees per hour, per day. Sorry, it has been assigned per hour, right? So only 1 hour it has been taking per day. So I'll say it's a 5 hours. Accordingly it is taking 16,000 rupees. Now this is per day. I'll change this to 15. Now you can see this is the cost it has been adding up, 48,000 rupees. So whatever it is, however you want to calculate, how many hours you want to calculate, that you can add it. then you can create separately. Oh my god, I'm changing it, and here it is, right? 1 unit it is taking 5 hours, no? And 28,000. Okay, let me change it to 2. Right. So I have 2 hydras per day working for 5 hours per day. So we are working for 3 days, so it's 15 hours, and that's what the cost it is being costed. Total units are 6 units for 3 days, no? So 2 hydra per day, so 2 into 3 6. Alright, so this is how the cost is getting added. You can see the cost is getting sum up here, and then the total cost is also being seen here. Now I explained you how do we assign, how do we estimate, how do we understand that how much what quantity is required, and then we'll have to assign this into the software. As a junior engineer, as a junior planning engineer, probably you will not get into an estimation, but you will of course have an option of, or you will have a work of adding these into a softwares. So these are very important things you'll have to remember. That's how the cost is also been estimated. So the estimation cost and the resource cost also have to be here matching with the Primavera's cost, like whatever the cost is been added into this software here. Okay, I have just added all the 3 resources and I've showed you. Let me add one more just to show you that. I'll add here, I'll just say labor. Now I'll say it as M-01. M is nothing but mason, so I'll name it as M01, means it's a mason's labor. I'll say it's a labor, not a this thing, and I'll say next. You can see a price per unit. I'll say 800 rupees, sorry, 400 rupees per day. 400 rupees per day, and default I need 5 masons or 2 masons to be added to in each and every activity, or you can call it as 1 also. Usually 1 mason per day, and maximum what I have masons are 10. Maximum masons what I have is 10. And 1 is that what I'm going to add. I'll say finish. I'll have to change the calendar. It's taking default calendar, so I'll just say it as GIT. Units price must have changed. Yeah. Alright. Now when I go to this again activity, I'll say add resource again. This time I want my excuse me, M10, M1, that's my mason labor. I'm just adding it, and the moment I add this labor here, where it is, here it is. So here I have to tell that how many labors do I need. I have 10. By default it has taken 1. Now how much masons or how many masons do you need on this activity for 3 days, is that what I have to tell. Say I say I need a 5 masons. It is gonna take 5 masons. 5 into 3 is 15 total units, and it is costing you 5,333.3 because of all the calendar and all. You know how much the hours and when it will start, what is the time it will start, when it will finish, because it's finishing at 12 p.m. So that's the reason why the costs are getting changed. So whatever, we'll not get into that right now. We'll have another class called as resource analysis, where we'll do analysis of it. This only I'm just trying to teach you how to create resources, how to create roles, and how do we assign it. Understood? Very simple it is, but you will have to have a lot of understanding about what resource to be added, how much to be added, what is the cost of it, and what will be the total cost. Anyway, you need not worry about it, will calculate. You just have to know what is the per unit cost, how many resources are required, on when, where, what date it will start, what date it will finish. Right? So rest other things like cost and all is a byproduct of it. The moment you add the resource, the cost will be shown. You need not do anything special for it. It can be seen into your columns by default. You just have to bring the columns what you want to see. Understood? So this is all about creating the resource, creating the standards, changing the units, creating the personal calendars. You can create a different calendars for human resource, as I told you. units and measures, if it is not there units of measure, then you will have to create it. As I told you, you will have to remember it, because lot many times by default it will not be there. One option which has got suppressed here down. Okay, you people, I did not tell you anything about this. Currency anyway we have already discussed, so I will not tell you this. There's something called as overtime allowed and overtime factor. What do you mean by this? Now if you know, I'm not sure, but if you know, overtime cost has not been paid to everybody. Site engineer, site supervisor, project manager, planning engineer, design engineer, none of them will get overtime cost. OT is not meant for them. OT is meant to whom? For the laborers, unskilled laborers who are there onto your work on contract basis. For them we give OT. But why not for these other people is because we do not want to give them OT, but we want to give them bonus later on, because they are our company's employees. If company is into profit, company is ready to share some money. So that's called as project bonus, which we cannot give it for unskilled laborers, because these people are into contract basis, right? So here there is an option called as overtime allowed. Now this mason is allowed to work overtime? Yes, no. If I'm uncheck this, then he's not allowed to work overtime. Means if labor is working for 10 hours per day and you are assigning him work of for 12 hours per day, for the extra 2 hours what he work, there will be no any extra cost which will be paid. I'll repeat. Now this GIT is a calendar which has 9 hours per day. Now when I add a mason for this activity, he'll work for 9 hours. Assume in the actuals you make him work for 12 hours or 10 hours. Instead of 9 hours, you make him work for 11 hours. Now the extra 2 hours what you have made him work, for that there will be no cost added by default in your software, because you have told no overtime. But if you check in this box and tell the overtime factor, for example I'll say it's 1.2. You understand what is 1.2? 1 is nothing but 100, means your whatever the price, that is 400 rupees. Now in a ratio of 1.2, you will have to, this 400 should be calculated again into hourly basis, per hour how much we are paying. Assume we are paying 80 rupees, then 1.2 ratio how much I have to pay. So that is what it will get added by default. Usually overtime factors are 1.2 or maximum 1.3. So on that particular ratio, automatically the overtime cost will be calculated. So it is there by default into your software. You by default it is unchecked. By default it is not working. By default it's not allowed to work overtime, because you know that overtime is not allowed actually, as in government rules, as in labor rules. Overtime, if you are making them work overtime, you will have to pay more than 1, that is 1.2 minimum. And yeah, as I told you, this is not for engineers and other human company employees. It's for the contract laborers and all. But software, you can, as in software, if I want to give it for project manager also, the answer is yes, you can give it to whomever you want. But I'm telling you what happens practically. Alright, I think I have covered everything about adding and assigning the resources and roles and resources, creating the roles and assigning the roles, creating the resource and assigning the resource. We haven't done anything related to the resource analysis. That we will get into the moment when you people are okay with whatever we have done till now. If you are familiar with that, then we can move to the next topic. What do you think? We'll have to go on doing every day 1 hour every day, or do you need a 1 day gap for practice? It's not recommendable actually. They have told me every day you have to do the finish it off and then give them an assignment. So anyway, let me know how much you practice, how much you are practicing, right. Okay. And there are very few people today. In fact, there are only 23 people who have attended. Very sad actually. I don't know, these people have paid money, and after paying it also, if the seriousness is this much, then what if it was been given free? Oh my god. What is the problem, guys? This recording this is a problem. Initially sir told me that do not record, not to record and share, because this what will might happen. This might be another reason why, because we are recording it, so people might say that anyway it has been recorded and we can hear it any point of time. So if we attend, if we don't attend, anyway it's same, we can see it at any point of time. Is that happening? 23 people. It's very sad to see this number actually. Anyway, thank you for attending. Let me know if you have any questions right now, or we'll end up the session.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, you have told that you shared the sample of project.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
share in the group.
Yes, I'll do that now. Immediately I'll do. After finishing this, I'll do it immediately.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Any more questions you want to ask? You want to ask either, or you can type it off here into the chat box. Alright, then we do not want to waste more of your times. Started by 5:06, we ended up 5:08. Let me know if I could do anything more. Please guys, coordinate, help me off if you really want to do something more. I'm not going to restrict and limit myself to not to teach you this or that and all. I'm extensively I can help you out in whatever way I can, but you will have to show more interest. This number is little disappointing me. Check out if we can increase this numbers into more and all. Yes, Abhishek, you want to tell something?
Sir, about this timing, sir, this timing is not that suitable. So I think this timing might be a problem for many of them.
Okay, but as an on discussion only we selected this timing. You people want any other time, you let me know. I'm very happy with that.
Sure, sir. You can
Discuss.
decision, sir.
Yeah, please discuss first. First of all, you people discuss. You people are not active. I don't know why on the chat. You please discuss. Let me know, because I'm taking few people call. If 3-4 people told me that at 4 o'clock we are okay, so we started at 4 o'clock. It was not suggested from my side. So you let me know. All of you people, whomever want to change the timings, you let me know. And if that is more people say that 4 is not feasible, we want any other time, we'll do that. Okay. Right, Abhishek?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Good evening. Bye.